Have you ever wondered why the loudest people often achieve the least, while the quiet ones seem to rise when no one's watching? It's because true power doesn't scream. It doesn't beg for attention. It builds in silence. It grows in the dark where no one claps, no one praises, and no one believes except you. Right now, you might feel invisible, like your effort is going unnoticed, like the grind you're putting in is swallowed by the noise of others who talk more than they work. It's frustrating. It's tempting to shout your progress, to prove you're not standing still. But listen closely. This moment, right here, when no one's watching, when it feels like nothing is happening, this is when the transformation begins. Not out there in the spotlight, in here, in the silence. Success isn't built on attention. It's built on consistency, on quiet mornings, on late nights when your body says stop, but your heart says keep going. It's in the work no one sees, the decisions you make when no one's holding you accountable, the sacrifices no one applauds, the discipline that grows. You keep showing up, even when you're tired, even when you're discouraged. Most people chase noise because they fear being forgotten. They post every move, every win, hoping to prove they're progressing. But here's the truth. Validation is not the same as growth. Just because people see you doesn't mean you're becoming better. What matters is what you build when the world isn't watching. Because when the time is right, what you build in silence will speak for itself, loudly, powerfully, unshakably. Working in silence is not weakness. It's strength under control. It's knowing that results are louder than words. That real change doesn't need permission. It happens quietly, steadily, like a seed pushing through the dirt. No one notices at first, but one day that seed breaks the surface and the world sees what was always growing beneath. There's something sacred about the grind that no one knows about. It becomes yours, not borrowed, not performed, not filtered for approval. Yours. That's where confidence is born. Not from applause, but from self-respect. From knowing you did the work when you could have quit. When no one would have blamed you for walking away. And if you keep going, if you stay locked in, focused, relentless in the silence, something incredible happens. You start becoming the person others admire, not for what you say, but for what you've done. You become unshakable, not because you talk big, but because you build strong. That's the reward. That's why you keep pushing even when no one sees, because one day they will. And by then you won't need to say a word. Stay with this. Don't give in to the noise. The silence is where greatness is built. Watch until the end, because everything you've been feeling, the doubt, the pressure, the fatigue, it's all a sign you're close. Closer than you think. Let's go. You already know that working hard in silence isn't easy. It asks for patience when the world demands instant results. It demands faith when doubt surrounds you like a storm. It requires trust in yourself, even when the path ahead is invisible. This is why so many give up before they arrive. Because silence is lonely, and the mind will try to pull you back into noise, into comfort, into distraction, into the easy way out. But silence is not empty. It's full of potential, full of quiet strength, waiting to explode. It's in these moments, alone with your thoughts and your work, that your mindset shapes itself. Every push against resistance builds mental toughness. Every small victory inside the silence rewires your belief about what's possible. The work you do when no one is watching is the foundation of your future self. A self who no longer fears failure or judgment because it has been forged in the fire of persistence. Understand this, your mind will always want to talk you out of greatness. It will whisper doubts, highlight distractions, and convince you that your dreams are too big. It's a survival mechanism designed to keep you safe, but it's also your greatest enemy when you're chasing transformation. The silence strips away the noise and forces you to face those fears directly. It's uncomfortable because it's real. But within that discomfort lies your power. Every time you choose to stay silent and keep working, you're rewiring your brain to value progress over praise. You're teaching yourself that your worth isn't tied to applause or recognition. This rewiring is crucial because it builds what psychologists call intrinsic motivation, the kind that drives you when there's no spotlight, no reward, and no one cheering you on. Intrinsic motivation is unshakable. It's personal. It's rooted deep in your identity, making your commitment impossible to break. And when your motivation is internal, when it comes from a place of true purpose and belief, your work becomes unstoppable. You don't rely on external approval because your drive is fueled by something stronger. You begin to move with intention. No longer swayed by fleeting trends or opinions, you learn to be patient with your progress because you understand that growth is a process, not an event. This is where courage lives, not the loud, flashy kind that seeks attention, but the quiet, steadfast courage that perseveres through doubt and setbacks. The courage that keeps you planting seeds in the soil of silence, knowing the harvest will come. It's the courage to face rejection, failure, and loneliness without losing faith in your own path. And with that courage, something incredible happens. You start to attract opportunities without chasing them. You develop skills without showing off. You become respected not because you announce your efforts, but because your results speak volumes. People notice the strength in your silence. They see the resilience in your actions. They feel the power of your presence. This is the transformation working hard in silence creates. It's not just about getting things done. It's about becoming a person who can weather storms, rise above noise, and keep pushing forward no matter what. It's about building a life anchored in discipline, humility, and relentless focus. When you embody these qualities, success is not a matter of if, but when. So don't let the silence scare you. Don't let the waiting break you. Embrace it. Let it teach you. Let it grow you. Because inside this silence lies your strength, the kind of strength that changes everything, the kind of strength that makes all the difference. Keep going. Keep trusting. The work you're doing right now is building a future you will be proud of. You might be tempted to measure your worth by how loud you are, how visible your success appears to others. But true worth is invisible. It's quiet. It's the kind of value that cannot be taken away by opinion or circumstance because it's rooted deep within your character and your daily choices. Every moment you resist the urge to show off and instead focus on your craft, you strengthen your integrity. This is what builds a legacy, not the noise you make, but the work you leave behind. The world often confuses noise for progress. Social media feeds flood with highlights, achievements broadcasted with fanfare. But those who succeed quietly understand the simple truth. Progress is a slow, deliberate process. It doesn't rush or demand attention. It creeps in through countless hours of unseen effort, steady discipline, and refusal to quit. And this quiet progress compounds, growing stronger every day until one day it becomes unstoppable. Psychology shows us that when we work without the need for external validation, our brain begins to associate effort with reward internally. This internal reward system fuels intrinsic motivation, the purest form of drive. It's why some people can stay focused for years, quietly mastering their craft, while others burn out chasing fleeting applause. The energy spent on seeking approval is energy stolen from your potential. Redirect it inward, cultivate your own belief, and watch your progress accelerate beyond anything you imagine. This internal focus also builds resilience. When the spotlight fades and the crowd stops cheering, you'll still be standing. Because you've conditioned yourself to push forward regardless of recognition. You learn to love the struggle as much as the success because you know the struggle is molding you into something stronger. Every setback becomes a lesson. Every challenge a stepping stone. The silence forces you to rely on your own strength, your own will, your own vision. Imagine the power in that, to be so grounded in your purpose that external noise can't shake you, to work tirelessly day after day without needing anyone's approval or praise, to build your dreams in a space where distractions fall away and focus sharpens. That's freedom. Freedom from the chaos of comparison. Freedom from the need to prove yourself to anyone. Freedom to be the truest, strongest version of yourself. This freedom is not given, it is earned. It's earned by showing up when it's hard, by choosing action over comfort, by valuing progress over perfection. When you do this, your mind shifts. You stop asking, am I enough? And start knowing you are. You stop waiting for permission and start creating your own path. This shift is where transformation happens. The silent work becomes a powerful force that reshapes your identity, your habits, your future. And here's the most important part. This transformation doesn't just change your results. It changes who you are at your core. You become a person who commands respect, not because you demand it, but because your presence carries weight. You become a leader in your own life, a master of your craft, someone who inspires by example rather than noise. This kind of power is magnetic and unbreakable. If you hold on to one truth from this moment, let it be this: your silence is your strength. Your quiet dedication is more valuable than any shout. Keep nurturing your work in the shadows. Keep building with relentless focus, because what you create there will one day shine brighter than any spotlight. Your time is coming. The world will see. And when it does, your silent hard work will roar louder than any words ever could. Keep going. Keep believing. You are unstoppable. Every day your mind faces a battle, a silent war between the desire to rest and the call to push forward. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that hard work must be loud, flashy, and immediate. But real transformation demands something far deeper. It requires quiet persistence, the kind that doesn't seek applause but thrives on inner conviction. This struggle isn't a sign of weakness. It's proof that you're growing, stretching beyond your comfort zone, and reaching for something greater than before. Think about the power in this idea. Progress doesn't need a crowd. It doesn't need likes, shares, or approval. It needs your commitment, your presence, your willingness to do the work again and again, even when the world seems indifferent. When you accept this, you tap into a force few ever find: the power of disciplined focus. This power doesn't just change your circumstances, it rewires your brain to crave growth over comfort, to find fulfillment in effort rather than outcome. This shift is crucial because it frees you from the chains of instant gratification. When you work hard in silence, you learn to delay pleasure for long-term gain. This is the essence of self-control, a trait studied extensively by psychologists and linked to success across every field. Self-control is the quiet muscle you build when you choose your goals over distractions, your actions over excuses, and your future self over temporary comfort. It's what turns dreams into realities. In the silence, your habits form. Habits are the building blocks of your destiny, and when they are anchored in discipline and purpose, they become unstoppable. The repetitive, unseen actions you take daily add up to massive change. This is why slow, consistent effort outperforms bursts of enthusiasm followed by burnout. When you commit to your work quietly, without needing to broadcast it, you create a steady rhythm that propels you forward no matter what. But this path isn't easy. The silence can feel like isolation. The absence of external validation can tempt you to give up. This is where mindset matters most. You must train yourself to see the silence not as emptiness, but as space. Space to grow, to think, to build your resilience. When you learn to embrace this space, you open the door to creativity, problem solving, and breakthroughs that noisy distraction would never allow. There's a psychological truth here that changes everything. Your brain rewards effort more than outcome. When you focus on working hard, on showing up even when you don't feel like it, your mind releases dopamine, not just when you succeed, but in the act of persistence itself. This means that the more you commit to working hard in silence, the more your brain craves it. It becomes a positive cycle, a habit of excellence fueled by your own willpower and grit. And as this cycle strengthens, your identity begins to shift. You stop seeing yourself as someone who tries, but as someone who does. Someone who doesn't wait for the world's permission to succeed. Someone who owns their journey every quiet step of the way. This identity is powerful because it frees you from external opinions. It roots your worth in your efforts, your values, and your vision. This is why working hard in silence is a form of rebellion against a noisy, distracted world. It's a declaration that you value substance over show, action over words, growth over approval. It's a commitment to becoming your best self without the need for spotlight or fanfare. This kind of work is sacred because it is authentic. It is the purest form of dedication and the foundation of true success. So stand firm in this truth. Your greatest work will happen in the quiet moments, the moments when you choose persistence over praise, focus over fame, and progress over popularity. When you do this, you are not just working hard. You are building an unbreakable spirit, one that will carry you through every challenge and lead you to the success you deserve. Keep moving forward. Your silence is your power. You have to understand something essential. The loudest victories are often the quietest in their making. The applause, the cheers, the recognition, they are the echoes that come long after the work is done. What you're doing right now behind closed doors is crafting a foundation so strong that nothing can shake it. This foundation is built on discipline, resilience, and unwavering belief in your own potential. It's a fortress made from silent hours of grinding when no one's watching but you. What separates those who fail from those who win isn't luck or talent. It's the ability to endure the invisible work, the work that feels repetitive, the work that challenges your patience, the work that no one talks about. This work is where character is forged. It's where your true power is born. When you learn to embrace this, to find meaning in the struggle rather than just the outcome, you become unstoppable. Remember, your mind is wired to seek shortcuts. It's programmed to conserve energy and avoid discomfort. That's why it's easy to get distracted, to look for validation instead of putting in the work, to focus on quick wins rather than lasting growth. But the truth is, the path to greatness is the opposite of easy. It's the path of patience, consistency, and quiet sacrifice. This path is narrow and lonely because it requires you to resist immediate gratification and keep your eyes on a distant goal. The beauty of working hard in silence is that it trains your mind to overcome this natural resistance. You develop mental toughness, the ability to push through when motivation fades, when fatigue sets in, when doubt tries to pull you back. Mental toughness is not about avoiding pain. It's about moving forward despite it. It's about knowing that the struggle is temporary, but the rewards are permanent. This mindset rewires your brain to see obstacles not as barriers, but as opportunities to grow stronger. As you commit to this silent grind, you also build self-trust. You prove to yourself that you are reliable, that you can count on your own discipline even when no one else does. This is incredibly empowering because it frees you from the need for external approval. When you trust yourself, you don't seek permission to succeed. You create your own rules. You own your journey. This self-trust is the seed of confidence that grows quietly, but surely. It's the kind of confidence that can't be shaken by criticism or failure because it is anchored in your effort, not your results. You begin to see challenges as feedback rather than judgment. You start to welcome hard work as a necessary part of your transformation, not as a burden. This shift in mindset is what propels you forward. Long after the excitement of starting fades, the process you're engaged in is also a profound act of faith. Faith in yourself, faith in the process, and faith in the future you're building. You might not see the full picture yet. You might feel the weight of uncertainty, but each day you show up, each moment you choose to work quietly and persistently, you are casting a vote for your own success. You are telling your subconscious that you believe you're worth the effort. And this belief changes everything. Because when you truly believe in yourself, you start to act differently. You make better choices. You take on challenges that once scared you. You refuse to settle for less than what you deserve. Your energy shifts from doubt to determination, from hesitation to action. This is the power of silent work. It transforms not only what you achieve, but who you become. So keep moving in the quiet. Keep building in the shadows. Every drop of sweat, every sacrifice, every moment of perseverance is shaping you into someone who can stand tall no matter the storm. The world may not see your efforts now, but your future self will thank you. The rewards will be greater than any applause because they come from the deepest place inside you. Your unwavering commitment to rise, keep going. Your silence is the birthplace of your greatness. The truth is, working hard in silence demands more than just effort. It demands patience, patience with the process, patience with yourself, and patience with time. It's easy to want immediate results, to look for signs that your work is paying off. But real progress is often invisible. It's quiet, slow, and steady. And it is during this quiet period that your mindset is truly tested. This is where the battle between who you want to become and who you are right now takes place. Patience is not passive waiting. It's active persistence. It's the decision to keep moving forward even when you don't see the finish line. Every small unseen step adds up. Every silent sacrifice compounds. The muscles you build now, mental, emotional, and physical, will carry you through the moments when the world doubts you or when your own confidence falters. This is why patience and silent work go hand in hand. Without patience, the silence can feel unbearable. With it, the silence becomes your most powerful ally. Psychology teaches us that delayed gratification is a hallmark of successful people. The ability to postpone immediate pleasure for a greater reward in the future creates a deep sense of fulfillment and accomplishment. This ability is cultivated through disciplined action taken consistently, regardless of external validation. When you work hard without showing off, you're strengthening this skill. You're teaching your brain to value long-term rewards over short-term distractions. This skill will serve you far beyond any single goal. It will shape the way you approach every challenge in life. When you embrace the silence, you're also choosing to build self-reliance. You become your own source of motivation, your own coach, your own champion. This is incredibly empowering because it removes the need to depend on others for encouragement. You learn to listen to your own inner voice, the one that pushes you forward even when no one else believes in your potential. This voice is your truest ally, and nurturing it means you can weather any storm. The beauty of working hard in silence is that it forces you to develop humility. Humility is not thinking less of yourself, it's thinking of yourself less. It's about letting your work speak louder than your ego. When you focus on silent effort, you release the need for external praise and instead find satisfaction in the quality of your work and the progress you make each day. This humility creates space for continuous learning, growth, and self-improvement, which are essential for lasting success. As you move deeper into this silent grind, your focus sharpens. Distractions fade away because your mind is trained to prioritize what truly matters. You start to understand that every action you take either brings you closer to your goal or pulls you away from it. This clarity is a powerful psychological advantage. It allows you to guard your energy fiercely, dedicating it only to the work and habits that serve your highest purpose. This kind of focus is rare, and it's the secret weapon of those who rise above noise and chaos. Know this, the discomfort you feel in silence is temporary, but the strength you build is permanent. It's the kind of strength that doesn't just carry you through a single challenge, it shapes your entire life. When you embrace silence as part of your journey, you become someone who doesn't need to shout to be heard. You become a force of nature, quiet but unstoppable, calm but fierce, steady but relentless. Every moment you choose silence over noise, patience over impatience, discipline over distraction, you're forging a path toward your highest potential. This path is not always easy, but it is always worth it. Your work is your legacy, and your silent dedication is the soil from which your greatness will grow. Keep nurturing it, keep believing in it, and never stop moving forward. Your future self is counting on you. There's a profound power in mastering yourself before mastering your circumstances. When you commit to working hard in silence, you're doing exactly that. You're mastering your inner world. This mastery is far more important than any external success because it forms the foundation for everything else. Without it, achievements are fragile, easily shattered by setbacks or criticism. With it, you become unshakable. You develop a confidence that doesn't depend on approval or recognition, but grows from the steady progress of your own effort. This inner mastery begins with control over your thoughts. The mind is a battlefield, and the voices of doubt, fear, and impatience will always try to dominate. But when you work hard in silence, you learn to quiet those voices. You replace them with focus, determination, and belief. This is not an easy process. It requires constant vigilance and practice. But over time, your mind becomes a tool that serves you rather than sabotages you. You start to think clearly, act decisively, and hold steady when challenges arise. The science of neuroplasticity tells us that your brain changes in response to your habits. When you choose to push through discomfort, when you decide to keep going even when you feel tired or unmotivated, you're literally rewiring your brain for success. This means that every effort you make in silence is an investment in your future self, a stronger, more disciplined, more capable version of you. This transformation is not hypothetical, it's proven. Your brain rewards persistence and punishes complacency. Choose persistence and you rewrite your destiny. As your mind sharpens, so does your emotional resilience. Working hard in silence teaches you to regulate your emotions, to stay calm under pressure, and to bounce back from failure with greater strength. Emotional resilience is the cornerstone of long-term success. It allows you to face rejection without losing hope, to handle criticism without losing confidence, and to embrace challenges as opportunities rather than threats. When you cultivate this resilience quietly, it becomes part of your identity, a natural, automatic response to adversity. There's also a unique kind of freedom that comes from this process. When you stop seeking external validation, you free yourself from the chains of other people's expectations. You stop living to impress or to fit in, and you start living for your own purpose. This freedom is liberating because it removes a huge source of stress and distraction. Instead of trying to keep up with others, you set your own pace and measure your success by your own standards. This autonomy fuels creativity, passion, and innovation because you're no longer constrained by fear of judgment. It's important to recognize that this journey requires humility. You must be willing to be a student of your craft, to accept that mastery takes time, and to embrace mistakes as part of learning. Humility doesn't mean thinking less of yourself. It means being honest with yourself. It means acknowledging your weaknesses and working to improve them without ego or defensiveness. This attitude opens the door to continuous growth and prevents stagnation. It allows you to adapt, evolve, and keep moving forward no matter what. This combination of mental control, emotional resilience, freedom, and humility creates an unstoppable force. It's a force that propels you through the hardest days and fuels your progress when motivation wanes. This force is born in the silence, cultivated in the shadows, and revealed through consistent, disciplined effort. It is the essence of working hard in silence, not because you want to hide, but because you understand that true strength doesn't need an audience. When you embody this force, you don't just chase success, you embody it. Your actions become aligned with your deepest values and highest aspirations. You become a living example of what it means to persevere, to focus, and to transform quietly but powerfully. The world may not notice at first, but your impact will be undeniable. Your silent work is shaping a legacy that no noise can overshadow. Keep mastering yourself in the quiet. The greatness you seek is growing within you every day. Every moment you invest in working hard in silence is a declaration of your values. It shows that you prioritize growth over praise, effort over ease, and substance over superficiality. In a world that constantly demands attention and rewards noise, choosing silence is an act of courage. It means you trust the process more than the applause, and your vision more than the validation of others. This mindset frees you to become the architect of your own life, designing it with intention, patience, and relentless commitment. This commitment to silent work reshapes your relationship with failure. Instead of fearing it or running from it, you learn to welcome failure as an essential part of growth. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is a vital step toward it. When you work in silence, you have the space to analyze your mistakes without embarrassment, to adjust without pressure, and to keep going without distraction. This approach builds a resilience so deep that setbacks become stepping stones and obstacles become opportunities for mastery. The psychological power of this mindset cannot be overstated. Research shows that individuals who embrace challenges and persist through difficulty develop a growth mindset. This mindset transforms how you perceive effort and failure. It replaces doubt with curiosity, fear with excitement, and avoidance with action. Working hard in silence cultivates this mindset by forcing you to face your struggles head on without external validation or shortcuts. The result is not just success in your goals, but a transformation of your very identity. When you commit to silent hard work, you also develop an unparalleled sense of discipline. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. It's the daily decisions to show up, to do the work, even when motivation is low or distractions are high. Discipline is not about harshness or punishment. It's about respect for yourself and your future. It's the understanding that what you do today shapes who you become tomorrow. This respect fuels consistency, which is the true secret to lasting achievement. In this quiet discipline, you find clarity. Your goals become sharper, your priorities clearer, and your actions more focused. Without the noise of external approval or social comparison, you're free to tune into your own purpose. This clarity enhances your ability to set boundaries, say no to what doesn't serve you, and say yes to what aligns with your deepest ambitions. The peace that comes from this focus is a powerful motivator, one that sustains you through the inevitable hardships along the way. This process also strengthens your emotional intelligence, the ability to understand and manage your emotions and relationships. When you work hard in silence, you become more self-aware. You recognize your triggers, your limits, and your sources of motivation. This awareness allows you to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. It builds empathy and patience, both for yourself and others. Emotional intelligence is a hidden force behind success, quietly influencing your decisions and interactions in profound ways. Ultimately, working hard in silence is about becoming the person who can handle success with grace and failure with dignity. It's about cultivating the inner strength to keep going when the world doesn't notice, knowing that your efforts are building something real and lasting. This strength becomes a part of your identity, shaping how you show up in every aspect of your life, work, relationships, and personal growth. Your silent work is not invisible. It's invisible only to those who aren't looking deeply. But to those who do see, it speaks volumes. It tells a story of resilience, focus, and unwavering dedication. It reveals a person who understands that true success is earned, not given, and that the most meaningful victories come from the quietest moments of relentless effort. So honor your silent work, protect it, celebrate it internally, even if the world remains unaware, because in this silence, you are growing into the person you were meant to be. Your future depends on this commitment. Keep building, keep pushing, keep believing. Your silence is the soil where your greatness takes root and flourishes. Your journey of working hard in silence is a journey of profound transformation, one that reshapes not only what you do, but who you become. Every quiet moment spent pushing forward is an act of creation. You are building a new version of yourself, stronger and wiser, one step at a time. This transformation demands more than just effort. It demands faith, the faith that your work, though unseen now, is carving a path to something greater. There is a unique strength that comes from knowing your worth is not tied to external approval. When you work silently, you reclaim your power from the noise of comparison and judgment. You stop measuring your progress by other standards and start tuning into your own growth. This shift liberates you from the exhausting cycle of seeking validation and frees you to invest your energy where it truly counts, into your own development. Your value becomes self-defined, unshaken by criticism or praise. The silence also sharpens your focus on what truly matters. It eliminates distractions and false promises or shortcuts. You begin to recognize that every genuine achievement requires sacrifice, consistency, and patience. There's no magic formula, only the steady, persistent effort that no one sees but you. This understanding anchors your mindset and fuels your perseverance. It's the mental edge that keeps you moving when the excitement fades and the challenges multiply. Science reveals that consistency is the ultimate multiplier of success. Tiny actions repeated daily create monumental change over time. The neural pathways in your brain strengthen with every deliberate choice to keep working, to keep improving, and to keep believing. This consistency rewires your identity. You become someone who doesn't quit, someone whose actions align seamlessly with their ambitions. This alignment creates momentum that propels you far beyond what motivation alone could achieve. Embracing silence also deepens your self-awareness. It gives you space to listen to your thoughts, your emotions, and your true desires. In this quiet, distractions fall away, and you begin to understand what drives you beneath the surface noise. This clarity is essential because it reveals not just what you want, but why you want it. When your actions are connected to a powerful purpose, your work transcends obligation and becomes an expression of your authentic self. This purpose-driven effort creates a cycle of positive reinforcement. The more you commit to silent work, the stronger your belief in yourself grows. The stronger your belief, the more resilient you become. Resilience is not just bouncing back from setbacks. It's the unwavering commitment to keep going no matter how tough the road. Silent work trains you to develop this resilience naturally, embedding it into your character until it becomes second nature. There is also a profound sense of humility that arises from this process. You learn to respect the journey rather than just the destination. You become comfortable with being a work in progress, knowing that mastery is a lifelong pursuit. This humility keeps you grounded, preventing arrogance and fostering continuous learning. It allows you to absorb feedback, adjust your course, and improve without losing sight of your bigger vision. Your silent dedication molds a unique kind of confidence, one rooted in preparation rather than performance. This confidence doesn't rely on the spotlight. It thrives in the shadows of consistent effort. It's quiet but unshakable. It's steady but bold. This inner confidence is magnetic because it's authentic. People can sense when someone's strength comes from genuine work rather than empty words or superficial displays. Your commitment to silent work is an investment in legacy. It's a statement that you value substance over show. progress over praise. This legacy isn't about fame or recognition. It's about becoming the kind of person who can face any challenge with courage, integrity, and unwavering focus. This is the legacy that changes lives, starting with your own. So keep nurturing this silent power. Keep trusting the process, even when the world seems silent or indifferent. Your quiet work is the seed from which your greatest achievements will grow. Your future self will look back and thank you for every moment you chose patience over impatience, discipline over distraction, and silent effort over empty noise. Your silence is not absence. It is presence in its most powerful form. There's a sacred power in silence that many overlook because it demands patience, humility, and unwavering focus. Working hard in silence is not a passive state. It is an active, deliberate choice to build strength away from the spotlight. This choice sets you apart because it reveals your true character, your dedication to the process, your resilience in the face of doubt, and your relentless pursuit of growth. When you embrace silence, you tap into a deep well of power that noise and distractions can never reach. This power is forged through discipline, the daily commitment to show up even when it's difficult, even when you don't feel like it. Discipline is not about perfection, it's about persistence. It's the willingness to do what needs to be done consistently and quietly without applause or recognition. This kind of discipline rewires your brain, training it to resist temptation and to stay focused on what matters most. Over time, this becomes your greatest asset, the ability to act in alignment with your goals, regardless of your emotional state or external circumstances. Silence also sharpens your mind. Without the noise of comparison, criticism, or distractions, your thoughts become clear and purposeful. You learn to listen to your inner voice, the one that knows your true potential and pushes you toward it. This clarity cuts through confusion and doubt, giving you the confidence to make decisions that serve your growth. When you work hard in silence, your focus becomes laser-like, allowing you to accomplish more with less wasted energy. The emotional rewards of this silent effort are profound. You cultivate patience, a quality essential for long-term success. In a world obsessed with instant gratification, patience is revolutionary. It teaches you to trust the process and to believe in your unseen progress. This trust reduces anxiety and self-doubt, replacing them with calm determination. Patience also protects you from the frustration that derails many who seek quick results. When you accept that growth is gradual, you develop resilience, the ability to recover quickly from setbacks and keep moving forward. There is also a deep sense of self-respect that emerges from silent hard work. When you commit to your goals without seeking validation, you prove to yourself that your worth is not dependent on external approval. This self-respect becomes a shield against negativity, criticism, and the temptation to give up. It reminds you daily that you are capable, worthy, and deserving of success simply because you have chosen to persevere. This internal validation is far more powerful and lasting than any fleeting praise. Psychology tells us that human beings are wired to seek social approval, but true mastery requires breaking free from this need. When you work hard in silence, you reclaim your autonomy. You no longer rely on others to fuel your motivation. Instead, you become your own source of inspiration, discipline, and encouragement. This independence builds a kind of confidence that can't be shaken by external circumstances. It's the quiet confidence rooted in knowing you have what it takes to succeed on your own terms. The habits you build in silence create an unstoppable momentum. Each small step forward compounds, gradually transforming your abilities, mindset, and results. This momentum creates a sense of inevitability around your success, an inner knowing that nothing can stop you. When challenges arise, as they inevitably will, this momentum carries you through. You don't need to search for motivation. Your habits provide it. Your discipline fuels it. Your silent commitment sustains it. Working hard in silence also teaches you humility. The understanding that success is a journey, not a destination. Humility keeps you open to learning, adaptable to change, and resilient in the face of failure. It allows you to acknowledge where you need to grow without losing confidence. This balance between confidence and humility is what separates the great from the mediocre. It keeps you grounded while pushing you to keep reaching higher. This silent strength is the foundation of true greatness. It's a power that grows quietly but expands endlessly. It transforms obstacles into opportunities, doubts into determination, and ordinary effort into extraordinary results. When you choose silence, you choose to become unstoppable, unbreakable, and unwavering. Your future is being built in these quiet moments. Protect them, honor them, and trust that your silent work is preparing you to rise beyond anything you've ever imagined. True growth is invisible in the moment. It happens quietly, beneath the surface of effort and persistence. The world may never see the late nights, the repeated failures, the small, consistent actions taken when no one is watching. But this invisible growth is the most powerful kind. It is the foundation of lasting success, the hidden engine that drives transformation. When you learn to trust this invisible process, you unlock the ability to keep moving forward, even when results seem distant or elusive. This trust is essential because the journey to greatness is rarely linear or immediate. The human brain craves instant gratification. It wants to feel progress now, to see proof quickly. But real change defies this impulse. It requires patience and belief in the unseen. The moments of struggle, confusion, and doubt are actually the most fertile soil for growth. In those silent hours of effort, your skills deepen, your mindset strengthens, and your resilience solidifies. These moments are not wasted. They are where greatness is born. Understanding this changes everything. It rewires your expectations and reframes your mindset. Instead of being discouraged by lack of immediate results, you begin to appreciate the power of consistent action over time. You stop chasing quick fixes or shortcuts and embrace the slow, deliberate process of improvement. This shift reduces anxiety and builds confidence because you no longer depend on external feedback to validate your efforts. Your progress is measured by your commitment, not by others' recognition. There is profound freedom in this perspective. When you detach your self-worth from external validation, you free yourself from comparison and distraction. You no longer need to compete for attention or approval because your value is inherent, rooted in your dedication to growth. This freedom allows you to focus entirely on the work itself, to immerse yourself fully in the process without the burden of expectation. It is here, in this space of focused commitment, that true mastery emerges. Working hard in silence also develops your ability to endure discomfort. Growth is rarely comfortable. It requires pushing past resistance, facing uncertainty, and embracing struggle. When you learn to work quietly through these challenges, you cultivate mental toughness, the capacity to stay committed even when the path is difficult. This toughness becomes a cornerstone of your character, shaping how you handle every obstacle and setback. It transforms fear and frustration into fuel for progress. The psychological impact of this mental toughness is profound. Research shows that individuals with high levels of grit and perseverance achieve more in the long term than those who rely solely on talent or motivation. Grit is the silent force that keeps you moving forward day after day, regardless of setbacks or failures. By choosing to work hard in silence, you are strengthening this force within yourself, building an unbreakable spirit that will carry you through any challenge. This silent perseverance also teaches you humility and grace. You learn to accept that progress is a marathon, not a sprint. You become comfortable with being a work in progress, knowing that mastery takes time and effort. This humility opens the door to continuous learning, growth, and adaptation. It allows you to take feedback without defensiveness and to adjust your approach without losing confidence. This balance between persistence and flexibility is what sustains you over the long haul. As your silent work compounds, you begin to experience a deeper sense of purpose. Your efforts are no longer just tasks to complete. They become expressions of who you are and what you stand for. This sense of purpose fuels your motivation in ways that external rewards never can. It connects your daily actions to a bigger vision, giving meaning to the struggle and joy to the journey. When your work is aligned with your purpose, nothing can stop you. The quiet power of working hard in silence is a gift you give yourself. It transforms you from the inside out, creating a foundation of strength, resilience, and clarity that will support every aspect of your life. It is a commitment to your future, a promise that no matter how tough things get, you will keep moving forward with integrity and determination. This commitment is your greatest weapon, and your silent work is the path that leads you to the success and fulfillment you deserve. Keep walking it step by step, knowing that every quiet effort brings you closer to the life you are meant to live. There is an undeniable power that comes from mastering yourself through silence. When you work hard away from the eyes of others, you cultivate an inner discipline that no one can take away. This discipline becomes your foundation. It shapes how you face challenges, how you manage your emotions, and how you push through moments of doubt. It's not something you can borrow or fake. It's built in the quiet hours, in the moments when you choose to keep going despite fatigue, boredom, or fear. This inner discipline rewires your brain. It trains you to resist impulses that lead to distraction or procrastination. You become sharper, more focused, and more intentional with your time and energy. You learn to prioritize what truly matters over what feels urgent, but ultimately adds little value. This mental clarity becomes your greatest ally because it aligns your actions with your deepest goals, turning ambition into tangible progress. Science shows that the brain thrives on habits, and discipline is the root habit that governs all others. When you develop this root habit, other positive habits grow effortlessly around it. You don't just want to work hard, you want to rest well, eat healthy, think clearly, and engage meaningfully. All these habits build on the discipline you forge in silence. This creates a powerful feedback loop. Discipline breeds habits. Habits create momentum, and momentum fuels success. Working hard in silence also shields you from the trap of external validation. It's tempting to seek praise, likes, or approval, but these are fleeting and unreliable. When your motivation depends on outside approval, your sense of worth becomes fragile and your focus scattered. Silent work redirects your energy inward, teaching you to rely on your own standards and values. This shift creates an unshakable confidence rooted in knowing you are doing your best regardless of external recognition. This self-reliance is liberating. It frees you from the pressure to perform for others and allows you to be authentic. You become the architect of your own journey, accountable only to yourself. This autonomy is a source of strength that empowers you to take risks, face uncertainty, and embrace failure as part of growth. When you are driven by your own inner compass, you are unstoppable. The emotional depth of working silently is often underestimated. It cultivates patience, humility, and empathy. Patience grows because you understand that meaningful change takes time. Humility develops as you recognize that no matter how far you go, there's always room to learn and improve. Empathy emerges when you realize that everyone has their own silent struggles and battles. These qualities enrich your character, making you not just successful, but also wise and compassionate. Silent work is also a masterclass in resilience. Life will throw obstacles your way, unexpected setbacks, criticism, self-doubt. Resilience is the muscle that helps you absorb these hits without breaking. When you've trained yourself to work hard in silence, resilience becomes second nature. You bounce back stronger, armed with the knowledge that failure is not defeat but a stepping stone. This mindset transforms adversity from a roadblock into a catalyst for growth. Your silent efforts accumulate, creating momentum that is hard to stop. Each day you show up, each moment you push through resistance adds fuel to the fire within you. This momentum is invisible to the outside world but undeniable to you. It carries you forward with a quiet certainty, propelling you toward your vision even when the path is unclear. There is a sacred honor in this silent pursuit. It is a commitment to yourself, a promise that you will not settle for mediocrity or distraction. You are choosing depth over surface, substance over noise. This choice sets you apart because it aligns you with something timeless, true excellence born from effort, integrity, and unwavering focus. Your work in silence is more than effort. It is transformation. It is the process that molds your character, sharpens your mind, and strengthens your spirit. It is the invisible force that prepares you for the greatness waiting on the other side of struggle. Keep nurturing this power within you. It is your most valuable asset, the source of your ultimate success. And one day when your work finally speaks for itself, you will know that every silent moment was worth it. The path of silent effort demands more than just hard work. It demands unwavering faith in yourself when no one else believes. This faith is not born from luck or chance, but from a deep understanding of your own potential and a commitment to honor it every day. When you work hard in silence, you develop an unshakable belief that progress is happening beneath the surface, even if it isn't visible yet. This belief fuels your persistence and becomes the anchor that keeps you steady through uncertainty and doubt. Faith in yourself reshapes how you respond to failure. Instead of fearing it, you learn to embrace failure as a necessary part of growth. Each setback is not a reflection of your worth, but a lesson, a moment to recalibrate and strengthen your resolve. This mindset shift rewires your brain to see obstacles not as threats, but as challenges to overcome. It transforms fear into courage and hesitation into action. With faith as your foundation, every failure becomes a stepping stone, every struggle a sign that you are moving forward. This inner belief also silences the voices of doubt and criticism that often arise from within and without. When you work quietly, you shield yourself from the noise of judgment, both external and internal. You learn to filter out the negativity that tries to pull you away from your path. This selective attention is a skill that protects your energy and focus, allowing you to dedicate your strength to what truly matters, your growth and progress. The quieter your work, the louder your inner voice of confidence becomes. Working hard in silence cultivates a unique kind of humility. It teaches you to value progress over praise and effort over recognition. This humility is not weakness. It is the strength to keep going without the need for external validation. It grounds you in reality, reminding you that the journey is as important as the destination. This mindset keeps your ego in check and opens you up to continuous learning. You become a student of your craft, always seeking to improve, to refine, to get better without the distraction of showing off. The emotional depth gained from this humility is powerful. It creates empathy and compassion for others on their own journeys. When you understand the value of silent effort, you recognize that everyone is fighting battles you cannot see. This empathy expands your capacity to connect and lead with kindness. It softens the harsh edges of ambition and tempers it with grace, creating a balance between strength and sensitivity that is rare and valuable. This balance between confidence and humility is critical because it keeps you adaptable. The world changes, challenges shift, and unexpected obstacles arise. When you work hard in silence, you develop the flexibility to adjust your course without losing sight of your vision. You learn that perseverance doesn't mean stubbornness. It means persistence with wisdom. This adaptability ensures that your efforts remain effective, aligned, and sustainable over time. Silent hard work also nurtures gratitude. Gratitude for the process, for the growth, and for the small wins that others might overlook. Gratitude keeps your mindset positive and your motivation high. It shifts your focus from what you lack to what you are building. This positive outlook is a powerful psychological tool that attracts opportunities, strengthens resilience, and increases satisfaction with your progress. The compound effect of these qualities, faith, humility, empathy, adaptability, and gratitude, creates a mental fortress that supports your journey. Inside this fortress, you are safe from the storms of doubt and distraction. You are empowered to keep building, keep striving, and keep believing even when the world seems silent or indifferent. This fortress is not built overnight, but grows stronger with every silent hour of work. Remember, the greatest achievements often come from those who choose the quiet path, the ones who work tirelessly without fanfare, who trust the process, and who stay committed when no one is watching. This is the essence of real strength. This is the power you build when you work hard in silence. Hold on to this power, nurture it. It is the foundation of the extraordinary life you are creating, one quiet, purposeful step at a time. There's a profound power in silence because it gives you space to grow without distraction. When you step away from the noise, the expectations, the judgments, the comparisons, you begin to hear your true voice. This voice is not loud or flashy. It is steady, grounded, and unwavering. It speaks the language of purpose and conviction, reminding you why you started and what you are capable of achieving. Working hard in silence creates the environment where this voice can be heard clearly, free from the chaos that often clouds your mind. In silence, you build a deeper connection with your inner self. This connection is essential because it aligns your actions with your core values and deepest desires. When your efforts come from this place of alignment, they carry more weight and meaning. You are no longer chasing goals because you feel pressured or distracted by others. You are moving toward a vision that truly resonates with who you are. This alignment energizes you and sustains your motivation, even when the road is long and hard. The clarity gained from silent effort sharpens your focus. You learn to distinguish between what is urgent and what is important, between fleeting distractions and lasting priorities. This clarity prevents burnout because it helps you conserve your energy for what really matters. It empowers you to say no to distractions, to set boundaries, and to protect your time.